So, what did you make of the film?
Well,
Yeah.
let me go on my tangent then. Look, the Grey Man is a 2-hour action thriller shitter that clearly doesn't have a dictionary nearby because the fucking directors need to know what the word incomplete means. Or even Netflix. And Netflix needs to understand what the word incomplete means. And Lachlan, you say, the lovely listeners sitting at home, and Ewan maybe in yet. No, Ewan, say it. Yes.
Lachlan!
What do you mean by incomplete, Ewan?
Yeah, what do you mean by incomplete, Lachlan?
Well, let me explain to you, Ewan, and lovely
Yeah.
listeners listening and watching at home. The Grey Man has some of the funniest looking CGI action scenes in the history of CGI. Now, I'm
Yes.
saying that like it's not on purpose though, right? I have seen wacky, waitable, inflatable fucking tube men who look more realistic than the 3D models that they use when they jumped out of that
Talking
airplane
about the
scene.
Michelin Man?
Yes, I'm talking about the Michelin. I'm talking about those big things at the front of car
The floppy
things.
things? Yeah.
They look more realistic than the models that they used in that
Oh,
flying
it's a
out of the
great
plane
comparison.
scene. And on top of that, I have seen stories that have been more complete that have way less of a $200 million budget. Like, I have
Yeah.
seen literally a 5-minute clip on YouTube, and it's a review of a new washing machine that's come out that tells a better story than this film. So, the Grey Man's over-the-top villain and, I guess, over-the-top main actor who's also very close to my heart is the only thing that keeps me going. And I guess what? The performances that they hold are averagely good enough
Yeah.
because it can have really good moments. So,
Yep.
to end my tangent, here's my letterbox review that I posted very few moments before we started recording this. If I have to watch another mediocre Netflix original film, especially in the action thriller genre, I think I might unsubscribe. But I can't understand how Netflix can justify throwing almost $200 million at a movie for this to be the result. Now, would that be blind faith or just bad judgment? So the Grey Man's cast is able to put on enough of a performance to make little moments absolutely rock, and their little relationship that they have going, like in the moment, is really good. However, with this 2-hour-long runtime, the story does fall short on delivering an impactful, emotional story about family. Because obviously, the Grey Man's whole thing is that he needs to essentially escape, like exfil out of this mission, but ends up being brought back into it because he has essentially his family brought into it. I guess his
Yeah.
adopted family brought into it, and it fails on making me believe that he cares about this family or be any emotional stakes at all. So, and the reason they can't do that is that they're focusing all their time and effort in incomplete and incomplete CGI action scenes. So, those are my thoughts. And this hurts to say because
Yeah.
I love Ryan Gosling. I do. All my heart. You know that.
Imagine it could have kicked out yet another film that's not featuring Ryan Gosling in your top 4. Imagine that could have been this film. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it had like a great shot at doing that, but it could because it features Ryan Gosling.
It had a potential. There's a potential.
It had a potential. Yeah.
It had the first box ticked. Does it star Ryan Gosling? Yes. Cool. Tick.
If it doesn't tick that box, you don't have to fill out the rest of the survey. That's
There's
kind
no
of, that's
the rest
kind
of the
rule.
form. The rest of the form literally just it's like one of those pull off like sheets.
Yeah.
Literally,
Uh-huh.
it just sheet gone.